Bean Games!
Previously on Alan Wake. I came to Bright Falls with my wife, Alice.
Thank you for coming here with me. I thought maybe you could write here.
I don't want to hear it! God damn it, Alice!
Now, she's missing.
Alice? Alice?
I woke up behind the wheel of a crashed car. I'm missing a week. I was attacked by shadowy men straight from a nightmare. The sheriff took me to the lake Alice and I had stayed at. But the cabin had disappeared.
How very nice of them to provide the recap for us. I don't have to remember it. That's a big win in my book. No, wait, this is 3 years. Okay, so extended flashback. Here we go. A young, fit Alan Wake. The bag of groceries.
Honey, I'm home.
Back here, sweetie. How was it?
Worst weather I've ever seen.
You should put some coffee on. It'll warm you up.
Look at this nice apartment. Did it say that this is New York City? Because this is not a cheap apartment. If I know anything about New York City real estate prices, which I know very little about New York City real estate prices, except it's very expensive.
On.
Great, thanks. I'll need it if I'm gonna finish this by tomorrow.
Kind of a basic coffee pot, but I guess when you're living in a... Also, is that like a double fridge freezer? Is that just two fridges next to each other? I've never seen such a thing. Maybe they just have those in New York. I love this apartment. I'm just dying to know what it goes for on Zillow.
Oh, hey, I
What's
just
your
finished those cover mock-ups. They're on your desk. Tell me what you think.
Ooh.
No kidding. I didn't think you'd get them done this quickly.
On occasion, I can perform all sorts of miracles, my dear.
Oh, really?
Well, you seemed to think so last night.
Ooh, Mrs. Wake, you are just scandalous, and I love it. All right, where am I going for? Ooh. Return to Sender. What I Can Forget. Alex Casey. The Things That I Want. And The Fall of Casey. An Alex Casey thriller. Look at those golden guns. That's impressive. Wait, I saw something about a manuscript page. Ooh, what's this? The Sudden Stop.
It's true what they say about the fall and the sudden stop at the end. I'd lain here in the snow while the lurid chain of scenes that had led me here kept playing in my head. A rerun of my own private snuff movie. A memory of my corpse. Alone at my own wake. Thinking in metaphors again. The femme fatale was gone. Only a sour taste remained of the kiss that killed me.
I tell you what, these manuscript pages give me such Max Payne flashbacks. Like, I know it's not the same guy who voices Max Payne and Alan Wake, but it almost feels like...
A late goodbye. 13 years after I'd gotten my revenge, it had finally caught up with me. It had been a long time to bear the pain. My blood painted the snow red. A gruesome slushy dissolved all the scattered painkillers and leisurely dripped down to the sewer, mingling with the bile of the city, becoming one with it. I can see them now, my wife and my baby. Honey, I'm home.
Okay, yeah, I'm actually convinced that these pages are being read by, is it James McCaffrey, the guy who voiced Max Payne? Because it just sounds too much like him.
These look really good.
Oh, sure, until Barry gets his hands on them. Which, by the way, will happen over my dead body. The last time was the last time. Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called.
Alan? Alan, please check the fuse box.
Oh,
right
that's
here.
right. She's
I'm on it, honey.
she's
Please
terrified.
hurry.
She's terrified of the dark. Why do you just have like an empty fuse
Honey,
box?
it's a power outage. I've got the flashlight.
Okay. Hi.
You okay?
I'm sorry.
Spooky.
It just really spooked me.
Don't worry. We'll just break out the candles.
Just like shining that light
No,
right
it's
into her
disturbing,
eyes.
but
She's
it's
not even
just-
bothered.
Especially when I'm not prepared for it, you know? It gets to me.
I love you.
Tell me a story, writer.
Okay.
I used to have these nightmares when I was a kid. The dark really spooked me, too. When it got really bad, my mom gave me this old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker, huh?
Yeah. If I ever got scared of the dark, I could just flip the switch and a magic light would scare the monsters away.
Oh, sure.
Here it is.
Alan.
Maybe it'll help you, too.
Yeah, nice story, writer boy. You made that up right now, didn't you?
No. Seriously.
I love you, even if you are a liar. Thanks for this.
What a beautiful moment. What beautiful people. My heart is full. We all need a clicker in our times of darkness. Oh, just a short little flashback.
How do you feel, Mr. Wake? Any nausea, disorientation, anything like that? Mr. Wake, how are you feeling?
No. Oh dear. Not so great.
I'm okay. My head's fine.
Are you?
I
Yeah?
had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alice.
Very well. I don't think you have a concussion, but you've obviously been through quite a shock. You should take it easy for a couple of days.
Thanks.
Well then, Mr. Wake, we're done here. If the pain gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll let you get on with it then. Sarah, Sheriff Breaker, is waiting for you. She's very good at her job. I'm sure she can locate your wife in no time.
Doc Nelson was the image of a small-town doctor. Sheriff Breaker had called him to the station to take a look at the cut in my head.
That was exactly what I was thinking. Like, this is a man who looks like he just goes by Doc. Like, hey, Doc, can you come out and take a look at the sick kid? Sure enough, small town Doc. Small town police station. Oh, missing people. Seems like a lot of missing people.
Come in, Mr. Wake.
Well,
Your
thank you.
phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now.
Thank
Have
you.
you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake? How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't. She'd lock me up. Excuse me. I need to take this.
Verizon, little product placement there.
Hello?
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
Who is this?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak. Midnight. Don't do nothing stupid, pal. We're watching you.
I need some fresh air. Can I go out? In the back, maybe?
Of course, Mr. Wake. I understand. You can get there through the cells. Deputy Grant can show you the way.
Mr. Wake, can I help you with anything?
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back.
Of course, Mr. Wake. You can get there through the cell corridor. Just don't mind Walter in there. He's one of our regulars.
I thought he'd quit drinking for good.
Mister! Hey, can you turn the lights on? The deputies, they don't understand. They won't listen to me.
This town is so full of weird people. Oh, another manuscript page. The dark presence in the diner.
To describe the dark presence as intelligent would have implied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it. But it took the pain. Horrible as it was, the writer would soon fix that. He would be coming to the one place where it still had power.
Dark presence, you say? Well, that sounds like a good time. Walter,
The early morning light hurt my eyes and
stop
made
talking to
my
me,
head
Walter.
ache.
You're freaking
The
me
man
out.
on the phone had said, "Go through the fence on the left."
But I have to explore everything first. Nice car. Can I take the car? Ooh. No, the coffee thermos. What's on the radio?
Well, folks, it's been another long night, and it's about time for me to sign off for a while. God knows I need my beauty sleep. Just one more item before I go. It's been a busy night for the sheriff's department. We've had a few broken windows, even a report of shots fired on Main Street. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton had to deal with two intoxicated young men who were celebrating the completion of their Deerfest float. Now, folks, we get this every year. I know it's exciting that the big day's almost here, but let's save it for the party and leave the gunplay for the shooting competition, huh? There's no point in getting all worked up yet.
Those crazy kids can't be trusted for anything. All right,
the coroner told me to find a hole in the fence behind the police station. There was something for me in an abandoned car.
Whee! Yeah, kick it. Kick it, Alan. Oh, man. Alan with a little martial artistry there. He's like one kick man.
The kidnapper fired his gun one last time, and the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from. See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall on the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above. I fought with the urge to take a swing, force myself to speak. Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
These pages, they tell the future.
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business.
Barry?
Ow! Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. Oh, I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Ow! What the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
I really want to climb up on the roof here. I really want to pull this lever and like climb up there, but it's not going to let me. Barry, I need your help because there is some funky stuff going on in Funky Town, Bright Falls. That's all I can really tell you. Walter, don't be weird. Oh, that's weird.
The light that reveals the world of his story from darkness, shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
So in some alternate dimension, so Alan here is just within. I have no idea what's going on. Coffee thermos. Manuscript page.
Alice looked through the viewfinder, lining up the shot. Cauldron Lake was breathtaking. Something caught her eye. A figure standing in the shadows behind the cabin, like a thin woman in a black dress. She lowered the camera and looked again. No one there. Just a collection of bushes that looked vaguely human-shaped. She shook her head and laughed.
Accountable for their actions, of course. I can assure you that my staff has been recognized.
Yeah, it's Mulligan here.
Gordon never caused any trouble to anyone when they were still living at their farm.
There's no sign of him.
Indeed.
Wait.
All we can do is to slow down the progress of their dementia.
It's here. That's some good news, right?
There's like two conversations going on at once. I'm so confused.
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
You can't detain me.
No, of course not.
I'm a
But
free
I need
man.
to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Oh, that's the lame-o doctor from the book. Who's this?
Nobody move! Get your hands off of my client! Who are you? I'm Barry Wheeler, his
Barry!
agent. If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
Barry, save me. Save me from these
The hell
people
was that about,
and
Al?
myself.
We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
I instantly love Barry, and I trust him
I had to talk to someone.
totally
I
with my
told Barry
soul.
everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
But there could be money involved. Oh no.
Barry, you found him.
It's my #1 fan.
Wow, I was just thinking about you too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake.
You
Later.
too, Rose. Barry, don't be creepy. He's creepy. Okay.
Who's Max?
Barry, you're a money-loving
Jeez, Mr.
creeper.
Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan.
It's all about the fans for you. Bucktooth Charlie, the skeleton of a Columbian mammoth. Mammuthus columbi. That's cool. Bucktooth Charlie. That will probably come to life later and try to eat me. I'm just going to call it right now.
Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car? Just listen to yourself. What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? What, are you high?
I'm not high, Barry. I'm just collecting coffee thermi.
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week. And someone's
That's
got
a
Alice.
big
Do you
bear.
understand what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong. It's a good story. Could be a bestseller. But when
Wait
you start
here.
confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Okay,
Easy
Barry.
there, boy.
Oh, it's
Almost
a...
done.
Hey,
What's
Rusty,
going
right?
on? What's going on
You rent
here?
cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk?
Poor
It's just
Popper.
across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure.
Did he get caught in a bear trap?
Crazy poachers. Max here got his foot caught in a trap. They're illegal to use here. Hell, you're not supposed to hunt within the park at all. But that doesn't stop some lowlifes. Hell, at least Max is gonna be okay. He got lucky.
What a relief. I'm
Max is still
instantly
groggy from the shot I gave him, and
I'm instantly more sympathetic and more invested in Max's recovery than I am in finding my wife.
Meet a kidnapper? Those situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No. This
Wait
whole
here.
thing. Listen.
Shut up, Barry.
Hit your head.
I think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys.
Why is there not
You're
a
all set, Mr.
button
Wake.
to pet
Glad
Max?
to have you staying here.
I need that
Thanks.
really
Can
bad.
you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too.
But is it an easy walk at midnight?
Try to pull a joke on me. Freak me out? It's working. Ha ha! Let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real
Where's the
funny,
keys?
Al. You can quit it now.
No, he gave me the
Look,
keys.
Al, you're asking me to believe that you shot a dude who went poof into thin air.
Barry, I like you, but you talk a lot.
That's just crazy talk, Al. Al. Al?
Bear.
We should
Bear.
go to the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her.
Oh,
This is not a
slam. How did that not
goddamn
break?
debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay, okay then. I understand. You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help, and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Bless you. Barry's got he's got very bad
Be
allergies.
careful with the natives, Al.
Sorry.
These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be deliverance all over again.
This is a lovely cabin. This actually reminds me of a cabin that I stayed in once. I forget where. It wasn't in the Pacific Northwest. But I love it. I love cabins like this. Makes me think of the cabin that my aunt owns up in Up in the backwoods of Maine. Oh, it's so quaint. It's so delicious. I could just sit here in front of the fire all night. But I can't do that because I have to go to Lover's Peak, Lover's Lane, Lover's Thingamabob. Do I have my gun too? Okay. Got my revolver. There's 12 bullets. Don't trust those birds. Those birds tried to attack me once. I don't trust them since then. Ooh, is that a page? That's a page. Barry doubts Wake's sanity. Yeah, well, I doubt... Oh, there's so many pages. Well, I doubt Barry's sanity.
Barry had never gotten along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode and was now totally disconnected from reality. It scared the shit out of Barry.
Well, language in this game. Bean Games is rapidly becoming PG-13. Oop, I'm going to kick over that gas can and light it on fire. And can I use the...
Barry had the keys to the car he rented. Wasn't a long walk to the visitor center, and it wouldn't be any use to me in the forest.
Yeah, okay, that's a good point.
I knew I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
You make good points. I can't argue with it. Wait, so yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm headed to the... Oh! Oh, the birds. They're after me, and I just... Is this a cabin I can go in? Oh, they leave the doors unlocked around here. That's nice. What we got on the radio?
Welcome back to the show, folks. As promised, our very own Dr. Nelson has just parked his rear end in the studio. Doc, what's your Deerfest plan like?
My plan? You make it sound a lot more organized than I ever seem to manage. No plan, really. Just taking the atmosphere. I'm getting a little too rickety to do much more than that, you know.
Oh, tell me about it. No sack race for us older gentlemen, huh?
Yes, exactly, Pat. But I'm going to check out the parade, of course. And I'll be one of the pie contest judges, too.
Ooh.
Well, that takes a different kind of constitution.
Oh, yeah. It's my kind of exercise.
Now, Doc, seriously, you're in pretty good shape, though. You're the outdoors type. I know for a fact you're an avid fisherman.
That's right. Matter of fact, just caught a heck of a largemouth bass early this morning.
Well done, Doc.
You're not taking part in the fishing contest?
No, not this year. See, Pat, I'm just not that competitive anymore. Now I just like to take my time and enjoy the peace of it. It's no fun if I need to worry about what I'm catching, you know?
Well, considering your track record, the participants are probably pretty happy you feel that way.
Well, Pat, that's kind of you to say.
Doc is just enjoying his best life. You know, he's lost that competitive edge, and he just does it for the heck of it. I appreciate that, Doc. You're a good man. I feel like you're one of the good ones. Look at that. Look at that view. Beautiful. Look at that tire swing. Beautiful. Oh dear, look at that earthquake. Not beautiful. Oh, did they punch out my skylight there? Right. I want my light. Moonshine Cave. That's what I'm talking about. Now, I gotta go knock on this door here, because even though there's an RV, and there's probably a family staying here, I still gotta explore. Probably shouldn't do that. Okay. Oh, gee. Oh, there's birds. The birds are making me more nervous than anything. Oh, another episode of...
Crime and Punishment. The cancer and cure of civilization. But some crimes are impossible to punish. Especially in Night Springs. Tonight's episode.
Oh, I'm so excited.
The Man in the Mirror.
I'm Talking about the man in the mirror.
He's inside, Agent. He's a weird one.
So, you're confessing to killing that guy, huh? Why?
Had it coming?
Yeah, but why would you do that? I mean, you're a nice guy. Normal. Took a kid to a soccer game. So how come at the game, you pick a guy and, quoting from the arresting officer's report here, assault the victim's head area repeatedly with the weapon of choice being a pair of bare fists? Wow, that sentence really flows, huh? Maybe you're not the literary type. Okay, so you mess him up. But why? Who was that guy? We couldn't ID him. Why would a guy like you do him like that?
I didn't like his face?
Well, you must have hated it, because you really went to town there. I mean, there's no way to tell what he looked like. No ID on him either.
That must be difficult.
But then we ran the fingerprints. Got a match. Your prints. Identical.
Huh, how about that?
Your son said you were wearing a white shirt when you took him to the game. But the white shirt is on the dead guy.
It's plenty red now.
You won't get away with this.
Do you really think that's in any way relevant to me? I had plenty of time to talk to my boy before the cops arrived, you know? He won't stop screaming, am I right? You think he's ever gonna be okay? I left my mark. Believe me.
You bastard.
What? You gonna shoot me? What's the point? I'm going to prison. You got me.
I don't understand any of this.
And you never will. Don't worry. Maybe you'll see me again, Agent. Maybe in the mirror.
Weird. Night Springs. I'm all about these TV episodes. They're weird and they're funky, but hey, that's just like Twilight Zone. And I was always a big Twilight Zone fan. I hear so many birds. A payphone. What is this, 1999? That's that way?
The air in the visitor center was heavy with an awful smell, as if some rotten drowned thing had crawled up from its grave. Rusty kept coughing blood. My eyes were drawn to the twisted shape of his broken leg. The attack had been vicious. Max whined in his cage. Rusty's eyes were wild with fear and terror. He gasped. Mr. Wake, it happened just the way it was on that page.
What page, Rusty? What page? Okay, so if I'm... Oh dear. Oh, cutscene. Oh.
The vision left me weak. This was no head injury.
What the...
Rusty? Damn.
Rusty, hang on! I'm coming! Please, help me!
I'm coming, but first I have to explore up here to see if there's a coffee thermos. Or a manuscript page. Oh.
Rose knew that Rusty was in love with her, and she liked him.
Oh!
She liked him a lot. He taught her to dance, and life had certainly taught her the value of a man who was gentle. He treated her well, made her smile, made her feel good. But Rusty wasn't the prince of her dreams, and that tended to underline the unbearable truth. She was no closer to that Hollywood magic than he was.
Oh, that's so sad, Rusty. I don't want your love to go unreturned. Also, I guess Rose must be older than I thought, because I thought she was like a high school kid at first. Also, Alan, your stamina. And why do you keep going back over your left shoulder when I want you to stay on your right shoulder? Rusty, I'm coming. I'm just very slow. I don't know if Alan's a smoker or if he just doesn't get out enough, but there we go. There's that sprint. Rusty, I'm coming. Don't die. Where you at, boy? Oh, there you are. Oh, geez, Rusty, what happened?
Mr. Wake? Oh, hell. It happened just the way it was on that page. I found Game
Max,
2.
did you do it?
It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me.
What?
The lights. In the office. I have the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back.